Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever looked up at the night sky or seen a breathtaking sunset and just wondered, what's it all about? Who or what is behind all of this beauty and complexity? Today, we re-diving into one of the most profound and fascinating topics in all of human thought, the doctrine of God, or what scholars call theology proper. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Theology? Isn't that for stuffy old professors in dusty libraries? Stick with me, because this isn't about dry, abstract ideas. It's about understanding the very nature of the one who, according to many worldviews, created and sustains everything you see, feel, and experience. It's about getting to know God. So, where do we start? Well, a great starting point is what's called God's incommunicable attributes. These are the qualities that are completely unique to God. He doesn't share them with us, and they're what make him, well, God. First up, let's talk about God's simplicity. This doesn't mean he's simple like a basic math problem. It means God is not made up of parts. Think about it. You and I are made of different things: body, soul, mind, emotions. A car is made of an engine, wheels, and a chassis. But God isn't assembled. He is a single, unified, indivisible being. His love is his justice is his wisdom is his power. It's all one and the same in his perfect essence. This is a mind-bending concept, but it's foundational. It means God is not a collection of attributes. He * is * his attributes. Next, we have aseity, which comes from the Latin phrase esse, meaning from himself. This means God is self-existent. He doesn't depend on anything or anyone for his existence. We need air, food, and water to live. The universe needed a cause to begin, but God? He just * is *. He is the uncaused cause, the source of all being, who has life in and of himself. As it's beautifully put in the book of Exodus, when Moses asks for his name, God replies, I am who I am. He is the ultimate reality. Then there's immutability. This means God does not change. Now, this doesn't mean he's a static, unfeeling statue. It means his character, his nature, and his promises are constant and dependable. In a world where everything is shifting and changing, our feelings, our circumstances, even our friendships, there is an unshakable rock. God's love for his people is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His truth doesn't change with cultural trends. This immutability is the basis for our trust in him. He is utterly reliable. And finally, in this category we have impassibility. This is a tricky one and often misunderstood. It doesn't mean God has no emotions. The scriptures are filled with descriptions of God's love, joy, and even grief over sin. What impassibility means is that God is not * overcome * or controlled by his emotions in the way we are. He isn't reactive. His feelings aren't caused by external forces against his will. He is in complete and sovereign control. His actions are not knee-jerk reactions. They are purposeful and flow from his unchanging character. So we have simplicity, aseity, immutability, and impassibility. These are the attributes that set God apart. They show us that he is not just a bigger, better version of us. He is in a category all by himself, transcendent, majestic, and completely other. Okay, let's pause and let that sink in. That was a lot of big $5 words. But understanding these concepts is like getting the right prescription for your glasses. Suddenly, everything else starts to come into focus. Now let's move on to the other side of the coin, God's communicable attributes. These are the aspects of his character that he * does * share with us, or that we can reflect, even if imperfectly. This is where we see God's character in a way we can really connect with. Let's start with knowledge, or what we call omniscience. This means God knows everything. Everything. He knows every star in the galaxy, every grain of sand on the shore, and every thought you've ever had. He knows the past, present, and future perfectly. Nothing catches him by surprise. While we learn and discover, God simply knows. This isn't just about collecting data. His knowledge is deep, personal, and complete. It's a comfort to know that in our confusion he has perfect clarity. Next is wisdom. Wisdom is more than just knowing facts. It's the perfect application of that knowledge. God not only knows everything, but he also always chooses the best goals and the best means to achieve them. The intricate design of a single cell, the moral law written on our hearts, the grand story of history, it all points to a divine architect who is infinitely wise. When we can't see the way forward, we can trust that his plan is a wise one. Then there's God's goodness. This is the attribute that tells us God is the very definition of what is good. He is morally perfect. Everything he does is right and worthy of approval. This goodness is expressed in two main ways: his benevolence, which is his care for all of creation, and his grace and mercy. Mercy is God not giving us the punishment we deserve for our wrongs, and grace is God giving us the blessing we don't deserve. The sunshine and rain that fall on everyone, the beauty of nature, and the love we share are all common expressions of his goodness. Flowing from his goodness is his love. God's love is not a fickle emotion. It's a self-giving, active, and eternal commitment. It's a love that is sacrificial and unconditional. Theologians often talk about God's love as the driving force behind creation and redemption. He didn't create us because he was lonely or needed us. He created us out of an overflow of his love, to share his goodness with us. It's the most powerful force in the universe. And what about justice? God's justice or righteousness means he always acts in accordance with what is right and is himself the final standard of what is right. He is a perfectly just judge. This means he will always do the right thing, and he requires moral equity in his universe. Sin and wrongdoing are not just swept under the rug, they must be dealt with. This might sound intimidating, but it's also a great comfort. It means that, in the end, all wrongs will be made right. In a world full of injustice, we can hold on to the hope that true justice will prevail. And finally, let's talk about God's power or omnipotence. God is all-powerful. He can do anything that is consistent with his character. The creation of the universe out of nothing is the ultimate display of this power. Now, the classic question is, can God make a rock so heavy he can't lift it? The answer is no, because that's a logical contradiction. God's power doesn't mean he can do the absurd or act against his own nature. He cannot lie. He cannot be tempted by evil. He cannot deny himself. His power operates in perfect harmony with his wisdom, goodness, and justice. So, when we put it all together, the incommunicable and the communicable attributes, we get a picture of a being who is both infinitely above and beyond us, and at the same time, deeply personal and involved. He is the self-existent, unchanging, all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-wise creator. And he is also good, loving, and just... Why does any of this matter? Because who you believe God to be will fundamentally shape how you see the world, how you treat others, and how you live your life. If you see God as a distant, angry judge, you'll live in fear. If you see him as a cosmic genie who just grants wishes, you'll be disappointed. But if you see God as he is revealed, majestic and transcendent, yet personal and loving, perfectly just, yet full of grace and mercy, it changes everything. It gives us a reason to worship, a foundation for our morality, and a source of unshakable hope. It gives us a God who is worthy of our trust, our admiration, and our entire lives. This has been a whirlwind tour, and we've only scratched the surface. Each of these attributes could be its own series of videos. But I hope this has given you a clearer and more awe-inspiring vision of God. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. If you found this helpful or it made you think, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people. And if you want to continue exploring these big questions with us, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which attribute of God do you find most fascinating or comforting? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.